Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Ma ba'd. The question is asking about seafood. Is it permissible for the Muslim to eat seafood in general, away from fish? We're talking now about prawns and shrimp and lobster and all of those things that live predominantly in the water, in the sea. Now the majority of the ulama, so now we're talking about the Maliki, the Shafi'i, the Hanabila, and a large number from the ulama, the Salaf, have said that it's permissible for us to eat anything that is in the ocean, that lives in the ocean, that lives in water. You can eat it. And the evidence for that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Ma'idah, أُحِلَّ لَكُمْ صَيْدُ الْبَحْرِ وَطَعَامُهُ. Game from the sea and the food that comes out from the sea is permissible for you. Because of the generality of this ayah, the majority of the ulama have said anything that comes out from the ocean is permissible for us to eat. The Messenger of Allah ﷺ was asked about a group of people that work on boats. They came to the Messenger of Allah ﷺ asking about performing wudu with seawater because it's salty. So the Prophet ﷺ answered that by saying, "Huwa tahur ma'uh." The water is purifying, meaning you can use it for wudu and ghusl. وَالْحِلُّ مَيْتَةٌ. And it's animals that come out, that are dead, are permissible for you to eat. Meaning anything that lives in water is permissible for us to eat. To the point that Ibn Qudama rahimahullah says, فَإِنَّهُ يُبَاهْ بِغَيْرِ ذَكَاء. It is permissible for us to eat it and it doesn't require slaughtering. لَا نَعْلَمُ فِي هَذَا خِلَافًا. We know no difference of opinion on this, meaning it's that resound with the ulama. However, the Hanafis, so this is what the question is asking, is it true that the Hanafis have said it's not permissible for us to eat prawns and lobsters and shrimps and the likes? And that is correct. The Hanafi madhab have said no, it is not allowed. And the reason why is, now it's the same evidences that we have used, but what they have done, now we've talked about this before, in usul al-fiqh you have something which is known as mutlaq and you have something which is known as muqayyad. Mutlaq is something which is unrestricted. So these ayat and these ahadith which talk about seafood, unrestricted. But they say it's muqayyad with another hadith of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ where he says, أُحِلَّتْ لَنَا مَيْتَتَانْ وَدَمَّانْ. It is permissible for us to have maytatan, two things which are deceased and eaten right away without any, without any slaughtering, وَدَمَّانْ, and two types of blood. Normally blood is haram for us to eat, and normally animals require slaughtering before you eat them. But in this hadith he is saying here, the two things which you can eat right away without any slaughtering, as-samak wal-jarad, fish and locusts. That was part of their diet, and it's still part of the diet in the Middle East. وَالدَّمَّانْ al-kibd wal-tuhal, liver, and the spleen that you find, when you have within the animal, the spleen and the veins, you can eat that because it's difficult for a person to remove everything. So in this hadith, the Hanafis have said that which is general is restricted with this here. So what we understand as what is, seafood and game from the ocean, all of that is restricted to fish only. Fish only. Anything without that, anything beyond that, beyond fish, then the majority of the Hanafis have said that this is makruh tahrimi. It's not permissible for a person to eat it. And we've talked about makruh and fard and tahrimi tanzihi before. Some of the Hanafi scholars have said it is permissible because it falls under generality as to what is fish, because they say fish is anything that lives in the Arabic language, anything which predominantly lives in the ocean, we would class that as being seafood and fish. So this is an issue where the scholars have differed within the Hanafi madhab, but I would say the majority of the Hanafis have said that what is allowed from seafood is fish. Anything else that's got blood in it, then you should not be eating the blood, and it's not possible for us to slaughter it, therefore it's not permissible. But like we have said, correct views, with the view of the majority and the evidences that have been presented and the understanding of the Salaf and the practice of the Salaf as well, we will find that the correct view is that anything taken out from the sea is permissible and there is no need to slaughter it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He grants us fiqh of the religion and the best of ta'weel. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على محمد.